Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. So if you're completely new to tarot, just know that not every reading for your zodiac sign can resonate for you. Just take it if it's yours. If it feels like the story's wrong or it's just not yours, then just discard the reading. We can disregard gender. I'll pull cards like King, Queen, Emperor, and Empress. The sex or gender of the card really doesn't matter. It's all about the personality that it describes. You'll know who we're talking about. If you would like more readings, you can subscribe to the channel. It'll notify you every time I post. And I also offer a membership. If you want to check out the perks for that, you can click the join button. It'll show you everything I do over there. So I'm going to let the Oracle lead the way, and I'll clarify with the Tarot, and I'll grab some advice at the end. Okay, so we have contemplative stream. I am self-aware. I take time to sit by the contemplative stream to notice how I am feeling. I respond to my needs with compassionate awareness. I witness my internal landscape without judgment. Strength. When your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. Splitting. Surrender to the divine, full moon, and ego. Okay, so the Two of Cups flipped out as the main energy. The Queen of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. At the bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups. The Ten of Cups. So I feel like you're having some issues in your interpersonal relationships because it's the Two of Cups to begin with. Like the card says, I think someone's really self-aware, meaning they know that they have these sort of chaotic relationships, extreme highs and lows. And they've kind of worked that out, though. You know, I think somebody here has really actually surrendered and figured out who they are and how they show up in relationships and how their ego gets attached to things. And they've done this by really like sitting by themselves for a long time. Like I think someone was single for a long time and really worked on themselves. But it's still not that simple, you know, when it comes to splitting anyway. What I do like is the want to show up better in these close relationships. Now, when I look at the Ten of Cups, I feel like those extremely close relationships, not just romantic ones, but the relationship with your parents, the relationship with your children, you know, your siblings, like your best friends. What are those relationships like? I feel like by kind of figuring out who you are and how you kind of view people, you know, if there's splitting involved, it's like in extremes, all good or all bad, dependent upon like, you know, what vibe they're in that day. And this goes back and forth in these relationships. However, I feel like this commitment to working on oneself and being more stable, and like it says, when your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. Because as a result of that, like a lot of your interpersonal relationships actually are working better. I don't know if it's like learning to have, you know, more empathy for the people around you, meaning like you could always have had empathy, but it's harder sometimes with the really close people that sometimes piss you off, you know? But I feel like here it's more this understanding the people around you better, like this mentalizing with what also could be going on with them emotionally, and maybe not taking everything so personally has kind of changed these relationships that may have been more tumultuous in the past or would play a part in something that would, you know, hit your ego. You've worked that out, and I think that's really dope. Okay, the King of Swords, the Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy, the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces. And at the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords. I like this because I feel like what it really took, and or maybe some people are wondering what it will take to deal with the people that are around them, that they still want a relationship with, what, but sometimes the relationships are difficult. Sometimes you just have to learn when to speak and when to just listen, you know, and like to sort of balance the two. Like when I see this and then like all together, it's being smart enough to know when to like really choose the battle, you know what I mean? When it's like okay to say something, when it's probably best to just not say anything and just listen, um, which is grown because it's like not trying to change the people around you, it's changing the dynamic, how you interact with and react to those around you. And I feel like there is slow and steady progress. Everything seems to be working out and getting better. Okay. So what's the advice moving forward here? The Eight of Pentacles, the Moon in the reverse, Pisces energy, and the World in the reverse. Interesting. Seeing these two together is interesting. Pull the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse to clarify it. I think the more you work on yourself, the more fear you're going to release. That's what it's saying here. Like, there's some things that, maybe you're still not over, you feel like still aren't closed out. And I think for a lot of you, it could even be with, like, your own deep insecurities. But I feel like it's saying you're on the right path. Like I feel like there is... still some work to do, but if you really pay attention, I feel like there's like maybe less anxiety around people, even though there's still some stuff to do here. I feel like there's something still in the root, because it's saying when your roots are deep, so to me it's like, for a lot of you, this could be the family system where it's still just not perfect. You feel like maybe until something is really like talked about or something really comes out of the dark, it can never really be fully closed. And so the root really will never be fully healed, but you are in control, I think, of like your own energy and understanding. There's kind of something in the family that's kind of, I think, a little hard for you guys, but you're working on what you can control, and that's the best that anyone can do. And so I'm really proud of you. And for a lot of you, I do feel like it's a very difficult family system. And so you'll be the first person to not really interact the same way they all do with each other. I just think it's really hard. I feel like the relationships with these people are just really chaotic, and maybe you're expecting that some things may never be spoke about, and that's something you're going to have to close out on your own. If not, then that's kind of the answer there. Like, you can have some type of, maintenance level, responsibility level relationship with some folks, but if they want to avoid something really dark or keep something a secret, I mean, that's on them. It just doesn't have anything to do with you at all. But, doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that's that. Anyway, I think there's something coming up where you're going to have to, be around these people, and they're going to be testy, but I think you can handle it. I think that if you really think while you're there and remain self-aware, things will be okay. Like, if you're really dealing with really difficult people, sometimes it's best to really just think about what you say or when not to say anything at all. And to just choose your battles, because some people you will never win with anyway, so it's best to just not exert any energy into it. All right, I'll see you soon.